performance talk for your GCSE PE exam. The topic you've chosen is football. Remember, the analysis of performance must be on one of the chosen practical activities and must be an analysis of a practical performer, not an official or leader. It is worth 12% of your total mark. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, first section, rules, regulations and terminology. When would you award an indirect free kick?
There's a number of scenarios where I award an indirect free kick. One would be if a throw-in was thrown back to the goalkeeper and they handled the ball, that I would award an indirect free kick of that. Another example might be obstruction, another one might be a pass back to the goalkeeper. So it's 3 different ways there.
Okay, good answer, good start. Right, can you explain to me the offside rule?
The main way the offside rule is implicated in a game is when a striking player kicks the ball, if the player they are passing to is stood behind between the last defender and the goalkeeper when the ball is struck. However, there is another rule where if a player is not interfering with play, then that doesn't count as offside. So it depends if that player is interfering. But if the player is interfering with play, the ball being played to them is in front of the last defender, then that is offside. Another way might be if from kick-off, if your player is the other side of the halfway line in the opposing half, that is also offside. And just one more thing, one rule is if you're in your own half, you cannot be offside, even if you are in front of the last defender.
Excellent, good answer. And you've linked all 3 important, the last point in terms of your own half into play. Right, staying on the theme of the referee, what would you need to do if you were a referee at the start of a match? You was about to take charge of a under-12s game. What do you do?
Firstly, personally, I would warm myself up. And then really my job is to make sure that the game is played in a safe environment. So I will check that all the goal nets are secure, that there are no holes in the net. I will check that the corner flags are correct and not too low so you can't be injured. In terms of the players, I will then check the boots to make sure all the studs are correct, and I will also check that they make sure they're not wearing jewellery. I'll just have a quick word with each team just to say what my kind of standards are, and then I feel we're happy to go into a safe game.
Excellent. Right, section 2. Observe, analyse, performance. Right, you're the manager of a football team, there's 20 minutes to go, and you are losing 2-1. What would you do as a manager in that position?
I think I would look at the game as a whole team and as individuals. I would start off, I would possibly change my formation. So if I was playing 4-2-2, I might play 4-3-3 or even possibly 3-5-2 and have more attacking players. Within that, I would probably make a substitute to bring on a fresh pair of legs up front or as an attacking midfielder. In terms of play, because there's not many minutes left in the game, I would put a good header out of the ball and can hold the ball up well. And then as a team, I would feel that we were in a more attacking position. Yes, defensively, it would mean that we are slightly weaker, but if we needed to get a goal, then that would be my strategy.
Okay. Would you change the style of play?
Certainly. In terms of getting a goal, it would have to be more direct, I think. So we'd be aiming for that man up front who's either going to flick the ball onto another attacker or hold the ball up, spread it out wide, and then pull. So I'd definitely have more attacking influence on the game with a more direct style of play.
Looking at performance now, individual performance, what position do you play?
central midfield.
Okay. Who would you say, in your opinion, is the perfect model for a midfield player?
I would say, through the last 10 years,
Steven Gerrard. Now, can you tell me some of the health-related or skill-related components that you regard him to have as a strength?
I would say definitely cardiovascular endurance as a health-related area of fitness. In terms of the role of a central midfielder, you have to be able to be constantly moving up and down the pitch over 90 minutes, and that means that you need a high level of cardiovascular fitness. I think that's one area of strength that I have to have as a player.
Okay. So you as an individual, you said that you're a midfield player. What would you say your weaknesses are?
I would say my weaknesses, first weakness would be related to skill-related fitness, is my power shooting. So my shooting power, my accuracy when I'm side-footed is good, but when I'm going for power, sometimes I lack a bit from about 25 yards, and it's always a bit of a weak shot. So I say shooting power, and that would be power. Part of skill related.
Can you think of any fitness tests that measure power?
Yes, I've done a fitness test before, the standing broad jump. Okay, and that way you jump from a standing position, and that measures your power of your legs. Also, the sergeant jump test, where you've got a bit of chalk and you jump to see how far you can reach.
Excellent. Right. The fourth section, looking at planning, strategies, tactics and practices. So you've said that a weakness is power, and you've explained how you would test it. Can you explain to me what methods of training you would use to improve over a training programme for your power weakness?
I think because although a footballer is kind of looking at cardiovascular endurance, that is a strength of mine already. So if I was doing cardiovascular endurance, I might do something like fight back training or interval training. However, because I'm looking specifically at the power of my legs, I'd probably focus on two methods: weight training, where I would be focusing on my legs, and circuit training. I would do that over a 6-week period. The reason why I do that, because thinking of the principles of training, it's specific to what I want to improve.
So you said you'd like to improve your leg muscle and your leg muscles. Can you tell me what specifically, what muscles you look to?
I'll be looking specifically the antagonistic pairs, the quadriceps and the hamstrings, because when I'm doing my shooting action and I extend my leg, they're the muscles that are really kind of crucial in terms of getting power on the ball. It is about technique as well, so I will build in a technical element, probably into doing a skill circuit, where different stations will be looking at power, but also at technique.
Okay, so you said about weight training, let's focus on that. Leg muscles. Can you tell me what type of exercise you would use, and in terms of weight to repetitions?
I would do, in terms of my repetitions, I'd be looking at, because we're talking short, sharp power, there would be relatively high weights and relatively low repetitions, because it's a power, and it's something that's done really quickly.
Could you give me a weight training exercise?
I would do raises. Okay. So I would have, if I was getting into a gym, I would have the set machines with the paddle at the front, and I would be doing raises there, so bringing it up, which is a concentric contraction, then bringing it down, which is an eccentric contraction, working like that. In my circuit, I would do different kind of activities, and like I said, it would be more specific with football.
Specific. Okay. Would you do the same thing in week 2 to week 6?
What I would try and do is bring in the principle of progressive overload, so progression and overload.
Can you tell me what that is, please?
So progressive overload is over the period of the 6 weeks, putting more and more intensity into my training program, to make sure that I continue to progress and that I don't just stay at the same level. So for example, with my weights, I would increase the weights each week so that I'm increasing the power that I'm doing.
But what if, for example, let's say in week 4 you suffered a cold, a virus, or even an injury? What happens?
Well, what would happen then is the principle of reversibility would take place. And because I would have to stop training over a period of time, my fitness level, my power level would gradually go back to what it was before. So what I'd have to do is rest until I recover and then begin my training program again.
I think that's really well kind of constructed, and you have gone through all the 4 sections, and I think you are in a great position now to put this interview and what you know into a personal exercise program after the summer holidays. Well done.
Thank you.